in your Regents exam, number 5. First thing is, forget about the inequality symbols. You got to make sure you have the right equation of the graph. Where does this graph cross the y-axis? At 4. So automatically now, if it crosses at 4, I'm getting rid of choices 3 and 4. We can at least get to that point. Everybody good? All right. Now you got a 50-50 shot. Negative 3x plus 4, negative 3x plus 4. The only thing different between these two choices is the signs. So how do I figure out where the shading should go? I'm going to show you what I'm comfortable teaching you with. All right. And then maybe you guys have an alternative method you learn and you can tell me. Here's what I do. I pick 0, 0. All right. I take the point 0, 0 and I plug it into y 3x negative 3x plus 4. I take choice 1. Y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 4, and I plug in the point 0, 0. All right, so everyone watch what happens when I plug in 0, 0. Is 0 greater than or equal to, what happens when you plug in 0 here for x? 0 plus 4. 4. Is this true? Is 0 greater than or equal to 4? That is not a true statement, so that sign is incorrect. How do I fix it? I flip it. All right, so that tells me this is not true. All right, because 0, so this ends up, hold on a second, I want to make sure. Yeah, I'm good. So everyone see this is not true, correct? So is 0, 0 part of the solution? No. So would I want to shade towards 0, 0? No, I would want to shade away. That's why this one would be my choice, because 0, 0 is not a solution. Now, some of you are going to probably tell me an easier method. Ready? If it's greater than, you shade above. Is that what you're going to tell me? What? Put in your calculator. Really? You want to fill us in? I'm ready. Yep. Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing, though. How do you know what to change it to? How do you know you're going to shade above or below? Okay. What if you had to shade on your own, though? See, I'm just thinking of all different scenarios now. If you had to shade on your own. See what I mean? All right, then you'd have to just guess, right? Okay. And here, I think I'm making this a little bit more confusing than it is. Let me simplify this now. Everyone see where it's, let me do this. Let me regroup here. Pick a point that's in the shaded region for me. Pick a point. 2, 2. Take both your choices right now. And let's plug in 2, 2. Okay, everyone ready? I just picked a point in the shaded region. Is 2 greater than or equal to, plug in 2 here, what do you end up with? Negative 6 plus 4. Is that a true statement? Yes. Watch what happens down here. 2 less than or equal to negative 2. Is that a true statement? No. So that's why it's got to be this one, because there was a point in the shaded region that worked. Okay, that's probably a little bit better. We okay here, Emma? Sorry for making that longer than it should have. Go ahead, Hannah. 6. Little Moe's Farm. All right, Moe's Farm, total of 160 pounds of apples and peaches. She sold apples for that. Yep, per pound she made $3.75. How many pounds of peaches did she sell? Okay, no problem. So we're going what? Peaches and apples. All right. So we'll have A for pounds of apples. And we'll have P for pounds of peaches. Perfect. Hannah, right off the bat, how many total pounds did she sell? Can I write an equation now with A and P that says total she sold 165? A plus P equals 165. Yep. Everyone okay where that came from? Now let's put the money with it. How much for a pound of apples? $1.75 for a pound of apples. And how much for a pound of peaches? $2.50. And what's the total amount of money she made? Okay, there's the two equations. It's called a system of equations. Hopefully you guys solve these. You guys had three methods right now. Three methods hopefully to solve it. You could graph. Anybody ever remember what the other two were called? Began with an S, ended in substitution. Substitution. Anybody remember the third method before I give you a hint? Elimination. Good. And what are we trying to solve for here so we can make this go quick? Peaches or apples? Peaches. So I want to get rid of apples right now. All right, I want to get rid of the EA. So I'm going to do elimination right now. What could I multiply this whole equation by to eliminate 1.75a? Negative 1.75, right? Everyone with me so far? All right, distribute. Help me out. Distribute. What do you end up with? Negative 1.75a minus, distribute, go ahead, minus 1.75p. I'm not going to do this one for you. Get the darn calculators out. Negative 1.75 times 165. And negative 288.75. All right, what happens here? Go on. 250 minus 175. 0.75p equals, subtracting those two now, 48.75. And last step to solve for p. Divide both sides by 0.75. And that'll tell me how many pounds of peaches did I end up selling. A perfect 65 pounds. Boom. Of peaches. How'd that look, Hannah? Okay, a little system of equations. Yep. Yes, Caitlin. I would highly recommend not graphing it as one of those choices. I would highly recommend doing substitution or elimination. I would not graph it. All right, because this is yikes. Well, yeah, if it was smaller. What do you mean? Well, okay, say if it was graphable, you'd graph both of them, which would be lines. They'd intersect at a point, and that point would be your solution. Okay? Yeah. Yep. Okay, substitution. You were solving for P, right? Yeah. So I would take this one right here, Marco, the first one we created. Okay, and I would, let's see, if you're solving for P, which one would I would move the P over. How'd you move the P over? Subtract it, so A equals what? 165 minus P. Here comes your substitution. Take this, plug it in for A in the second equation, distribute the 1.75 and solve it. Okay, that's how you do substitution. Get one of the variables by itself and plug it back into the second equation. Okay? All right, I think that's good for now. Keep bringing questions tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to go over more of them tomorrow, though. Homework last night, simplifying. Here we go. Where are the questions? Simplifying. Go, Tom. Number 9, everybody. Okay, be ready because I'm going to call on, even though Tom asked, I'm going to ask everybody here. Hey guys, do you see addition and subtraction? Okay, so don't cross out anything right away. All right, let's try to factor everything. So I'm going to start, I'll start easy. I'll start on the bottom. Somebody factor the bottom for me. Here you go, 27. Do we have a 27? Okay, factor the bottom, Hunter. Let's go. Difference of two perfect squares. Good. We should be doing that in our sleep at this point in the year now. The top now, your A value is not 1, so you got to do a little grouping. So somebody help me group this sucker. Let's go. 19. Help me group it. First step. Okay, how about 14? Help me group it. First step in grouping. -7. And you end up with -14. So 2x squared, something, something minus 7. Two numbers that multiply to -14 but are going to add to 13. That's what I'm looking for from somebody right now. Multiply to -14 but add to 13 so I can factor this. Here we go. 3. What do you got for me? 14 and 1. What do you got for signs? Plus 14x minus 1x. Got it. Group them. What do you want to take out of the first grouping? 3 again. What do you want to take out of the first grouping? And what are you left with, Emma? Got it. Now remember, you want to be left with an x plus 7 in this next one. What must I take out of the next one to be left with an x plus 7? 8. What do I have to take out? -1, and I'll be left with an x minus 7. So go back up to the top. This factors into 2x minus 1 and x minus 7. Calm down. Plus 7. It's the only time you guys trip up is when I mess up. All right, now what do we want to simplify? 4. What do you want to simplify now? Yep. What are we left with? As far as we can go. Others. Marco, let's go. Okay, we've done this, correct? What's an undefined fraction? A fraction with what in the denominator? 0. So I'm going to take this denominator and do what with it? Set it equal to 0 and solve it. I don't care what's on top. I'm taking my denominator, setting it equal to 0, factor, and solve. Good? I know, that's as far as I am going. I don't have to go any further to factor that. Anything else? All right, let's go. Let me see it real quick. Quick question as I'm coming around. How is your confidence level in simplifying? Okay, before I do anything with variables, I want to review with you how to multiply fractions. Quickly, here's how you multiply two fractions. Multiply the numerators together, multiply the denominators. You've multiplied a fraction. All right, so this first example right here, I'll have 15 over 56, yes. And at the end, what do you think I'm going to ask you to do? Simplify. Hey, that's where we've been the last 2 days. Okay, simplify and you can. Can you simplify 15 over 56? Again, I'm not worried. Your calculator has so much power. All I'm going to do is, if you have a fraction template, you put 15 over 56 in there, and the calculator will do all the tough work for you. And then it gave me back 15 over 56, which means you can't simplify it. Okay? If you do not have a fraction template, that's still not an excuse. Ready? You can do 15 divided by 56. It'll give you a decimal. On the left-hand side, you have a math button. You hit math, and you tell the calculator, if you can, put it back into a fraction for me. And it'll do 15 over 56. So even if you don't have a fraction template, it's not an excuse. All right, so no simplifying there. What about the next one? 6 over 24. I don't think we need a calculator for that one, I hope. 1 over 4. Now, I'm going to change the way this is presented in your notes. In the notes, it's going to say reduce first, which means, cross off the 3's, do 2 and 8, gives you 1 and 4. I don't like that. I think that's very, very confusing. I've seen some of your writing, and it's like, maybe it looks like some of you write with a pen in your mouth instead of in your hand. All right, it's a little side joke, but it's fine. All right, so I'm going to have you guys do this a little differently. I am going to have you reduce at the end. So really, here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm not a big fan of this cross-cancel method. I'm going to have you flip these. You're going to multiply it first, then reduce at the end. And plus, you have these calculators that do it for you. So why don't we reduce at the end instead of at the beginning? All right, so that's how I'm going to have you guys approach this. All right, now let's throw some variables in the mix. Let's throw some variables. It says step 1, look to cancel first. Word cancel at the end. Hey, we're canceling at the end. I want you to multiply everything first. Numerator times numerator. Here we go. 21 times 24. Let's roll. 21 times 24. What do we end up with? 504. Don't get freaked out. Oh my, that's such a large number. A cubed, B squared, C squared. Is there any of these I can multiply together? Nope, they're all different variables, so I'm just going to write A cubed, B squared, C squared. Do the same thing for the denominators, please. 7 times 12, 84. Any of these variables I can multiply and combine? Nope. If you want to write it in order, you can. I don't care. If you want to write A, B, C, that's fine. So A, B, C to the third. Now you're going to reduce. Ready? 504 over 84. Go ahead, into your calculator. Let's go, 504 over 84. It'll do the tough work for you. What do you guys end up with? 6, perfect. Where should that 6 go, in the numerator or the denominator? Where's the bigger number? Okay, so 6. How many A's do I have on top? 3. How many on the bottom? How many are left? Where? On top. A squared on top. What about the B's? A B on top. And how about the C's? C on the bottom. Oh boy, phone's ringing. That's not good for somebody. Oh, that's pretty good. Hey there. Oh, that's quite all right. I had one fail, so I don't think so. I didn't talk to the student yet, but I'll have him next period. Fairfax. Yeah. Last name. Yeah. 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 No. Okay. All right, thanks. Shay. Okay. All right, you got it. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. All good on that one. Going? All right. So this isn't too bad yet, right? Oh, and then what do we see now? Addition and subtraction. So we're not crossing out. What did you guys do with simplifying? If you saw addition and subtraction, you tried to factor anything you could. Factor everything you could now. All right, so we're not going to multiply across anymore. All right, we're going to factor everything we can. Name, and there's only one thing up here you can factor. What's the one thing you can factor up here? Here you go, 1. What's the one thing I can factor up here, Jack? Plus 4? Go ahead. How?
No, you can cross out the
I'm not even there yet. What? Cross off the x's.
Yeah, because I'm multiplied by 1.
What x's? Do you see addition and subtraction?
Yes.
You better not cross out first. You better look to factor first. And there are 4 things up here. You can factor only one of them. Out of these 4, which one can I break down and simplify more?
2x plus
4. Okay, what do you want me to do then?
GCF 2.
Okay, man, you got it. So go ahead, 2 times.
2, and then in parentheses, x plus 2.
Thank you. Everything else cannot be touched. It's already simplified as much as possible. Now you look to cross out. Numerator with a denominator. 1 for 1. I don't care if they're on top of each other or diagonal of each other. It doesn't matter to me. 1 denominator with 1 numerator. That's the rule. 1 numerator, 1 denominator. All right, what do you want me to get rid of? This is the best part, slashing them out. 11. X minus 3. See ya. All right, more I can slash out. 17. See ya. What's the only thing this comes down to? That's it, huh? Multiplying all those together, I end up with an answer of 2. Yeah, yep. All good here? We're definitely not great yet. Here we go, 3. I will allow you, first of all, everyone sees addition and subtraction. Don't cross off a thing. Don't multiply yet. Factor everything you can. Everything you can. All right, I'll let you choose first. Which one do you want to factor? Here we go. 20. Which one do you want to factor first? Okay, go right ahead. 2 numbers that multiply to 3 but add to 2 there. 3 and 1. Got to make them add to 2. So what are your signs? Got it. Done. That's factored. There's more we can factor, though. There's a heck of a lot more. Let's go. 16. Oh, all right. Taking it. Nice. Go ahead. There should be one more there you can factor. 14. What else can I factor out of the 2 remaining ones? How? Great. Go. Numerator, denominator, 1 for 1. Okay, 1 for 1. Cross out time. 9. What do you want me to get rid of? 16. 16. Be interested to see what you think the answer is. I'm hearing 1. I'm hearing 1/5. I'm hearing 5. If you cross out everything in the numerator, you're still left with 1. And in the denominator, 5. Woo! How we doing, all right? Yeah, here we go. 4. Let's go. We're on a roll here, right up to the bell. 13. Pick something you want to factor.
The y squared plus 7, y plus 10.
All right, go ahead. Let's go, superstar. What do you got for me?
Y plus 5 and y plus 2.
There we go. $22, you're up. This is just showing off your factoring ability right now. Showing off. 14.
I want to do 2y squared minus 8.
Whoa, big timer here. Big timer.
First, I want to take out a GCF of 2. So y squared minus negative 4. And then I want to do
Well, oh, okay.
so it would be 2.
Okay, is everyone okay? This is something you got to do twice. We can't stop here. You can factor again, and shockingly, Marco got it. All right. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? It was in my mind, and sometimes it just comes right out. And, yep, y plus 2, y minus 2. Everyone all right there? Sometimes, yeah, factor twice. Yep, factor twice. All right, you got 2 more that need to be factored. 24, what do you got for me? Okay, go. Of? Got it. Thanks. And then somebody's up for y squared minus y minus 30. 25, you're up. Y minus 6 and y plus 5. I like it. All right, instead of asking one by one person tell me everything you can cross out now. Or you want to simplify. One person, please. 8. What are you concerned with? You got a 4 and you got a 2 here. Right? Just don't think, and this is a good point here, just don't think it's anything in parentheses. You can get rid of the 4 and the 2 and be left with what? Where? Numerator or denominator? Numerator, yes. All right. So now what am I left with on the top? A 2. And on the bottom, y minus 6. Now, hey, everybody stop right here. Don't go ahead of me. Let's say you didn't notice that you could get the 4 and the 2. And maybe you ended up with, ready? You'd end up with 4 over 2 times y minus 6. And you look at that and you say, heck, what could you cross off now? The 4 and the 2. So that's okay if you don't get everything right one step. You don't get everything crossed off. When you rewrite it, though, take a look at it and say, hey, can this be simplified anymore? And in this case, it could be here if you wrote it. All right. Oh, we're up to you try time. All right, you got it. I am just going to write the final answer up here. You show all your work. You can work with people around you if you'd like. Don't move seats, though. Work with people around you if you need to. I'm just going to write the final answer up here and walk around and see how you're doing. Okay, please do not just copy the final answer. Please do it all the way out. And don't be surprised if I made a mistake. It happens to the great ones, all right? Remember, if you don't see plus or minus, multiply tops, multiply the bottoms, and reduce at the end. Reduce at the end.